Hello. Anjan, are you there? You can listen to me?
Yes, sir. I can listen to you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine, sir.
Why? What happened?
I'm fine, sir.
Huh. Oh, you're fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know.
So did you do yesterday's class?
Yes, we had the class.
But sir, yesterday I couldn't join. I don't know why. I mailed you yesterday.
Yeah, but I was in the middle of the class. I didn't know. After the class, then I figured it out that you mailed me.
Okay.
Because when I'm in the class, I don't have any way to check the mails.
Okay, sir. No problem.
That's the thing. Okay. Anyways, okay. So Rajiv, so now why did you did you have problem in getting the connection?
Sir, as far as I remember, Zoom told me that you were doing another class. So you were progressing another class. So that's why I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm not sure. There could be some probably technical problem. Okay. So Rajiv, how are you? Rajiv, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we're going to have a grammar session if you can attend later on. And at the beginning, we're going to have some speaking practice. I'll speak practice. So what's your plan, Rajiv?
Okay, sir. I will attend next all class, and I have a mission to sit for the exam in 22 August.
Oh, IELTS, huh? You're planning August?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you given exam before? Or
yes, sir. Last December, and I got 6 in all.
Oh, yes, you mentioned, and you'd like to improve upon.
Yeah.
So what you're doing differently that you are expecting to get a good score? 7 or 7.
I already finished some IELTS class books, and I am doing some sorts of work in especially in grammar, and practice regularly reading and listen. Okay, and I'm very much conscious about my speaking, because it's a long time I detached from speaking.
Okay, you're detached. Okay. One of our students, he appeared in ours few days back. He got a 9 in reading and listening. Pretty good.
Yes, sir.
He's a doctor by profession. He just gave the exam. Now probably he'll be sitting again because he needs to get 7, at least 7. He could manage the time to practice, the writing.
And so I am also struggling in writing also, sir.
Writing, because, okay. So, are you regular in the class? No, not really.
No, sir. There is a table in last few days ago. I am out to join, but now this is my first class.
This is your first class. Okay. So if you need any particular help, we have materials. We can supply you the materials. You can go through that. You can even take advice from us. The writing is, the problem is writing. You are producing. You get my point? You are producing something. So, and the other thing, think about listening and reading. As long as you understand, you don't have to understand like the foreigners, like the natives. Get my point? So, what I'm trying to say that, you're not producing anything in reading and listening. You're listening to something, you're just responding. But here so they want you to judge. They want to judge you, against a native speaker. You get my point? That's make the difference. That's because we are not native writers. You don't have to be a native, even in speaking, they're a little bit lenient. They know that the this is not our native language. Huh? So people kind of get not that much bad score. So what kind of score did you get in your speaking last time?
Last it's 6, sir. It's 6 in listening. It's 6 in speaking module, but 7 in listening and 6 in writing and 5.5 in reading.
Reading.
But last few months, I emphasized my study on reading, and now I am doing better in reading.
You're doing better. Okay.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best. Hopefully you get things better.
And sir, I also mentioned you that your materials is very much helpful for me to do better, especially.
No, I'm not giving you that much material. So if you need any updated one, just tell me. Then I can provide you some more, a more concise one.
Sir, how can I get your
Oh, okay. Just send me an email, huh?
Okay.
Send me an email
after the class.
Oh no, anytime. Just send it to me. Yes, send it to me whenever I'm free. I will send it to you. Huh?
Okay.
Just requirement. These are the things I need. You might say I might even provide you some websites, not websites. Some videos those are pretty good. It might help you. Okay, so you want to practice some speaking? Okay, let's start with some speaking now. Huh? Let's do some speaking. Then we'll move on to the other stuff. Okay, so okay, you'd like to participate, Rajiv?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you a few questions. Huh? Let me ask you a few questions.
Sure, sir.
So we can practice a bit. How important do you think it is to keep in touch with friends? Why or why not? Rajiv, what do you think?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Is it very important to keep in touch with friends?
Obviously, in the recent days, we know that friends are very much helpful to share opinions and other sorts of things. Especially in this COVID pandemic, it is realized that without friends, it is very difficult to adjust in this situation. And if, friends are very much helpful to mitigate the natural things. And when you have to share something, then it is the best friend who are very much aware with us, with you. And after father and mother or parents, it is called that friends are the best person whom I share and our views and news.
Fine. Okay, so which way of keeping in touch do you think is most popular with young people these days? How people want to keep in touch with friends? In which way? No, this one. You can see the big. This one.
It's some vague, sir. Vague because okay. Last one.
No, okay. Yeah. Just don't worry. You're using sir. A phone or phone?
Okay, I use phone, sir. Phone.
Okay, so which?
So okay, sir. Okay. I got it.
So which? This one? Which way of keeping in touch? Which way of keeping in touch do you think is most popular with young people?
Sir, thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks for your collaboration. For your cooperation. There are some ways to.
And listen, cooperation, why did you tell that? Because I marked it yellow, that's why? Okay, but without that, during the exam, you shouldn't be saying this, huh? Because these are
obviously, sir.
You get my point. Okay, no problem. I'm just letting you know. Then, so which way of keeping in touch do you think is most popular with young people?
Young people are very much optimistic, and in recent days, it is very useful to make friends with young people, and there are we can use some a digital gadget from those which we can interact with young people. Now, we are in the 5th generation or 4th generation. So 4th generation young people, yes. So we can use mobile, telephone, or other sorts of things to interact with young people.
Okay. Mostly different kind of gadgets or soft. I think it's more about apps, different kind of apps, huh?
Yeah.
Different kind of apps, gadgets.
For example, we can use WhatsApp, or Viber, or newly enjoyed. I also, for instance, I also newly enjoyed Zoom or Instagram and other sorts of apps.
Okay, fine. Let me ask you, Anjun, are you there? Anjun? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Anjun, are you there? Okay,
yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question.
Can you hear me?
How valuable do you think long-term friendships are compared to new relationships? This one. How valuable do you think long-term friendships are compared to new relationships?
Okay, let me just read the question. How valuable do I think long-term friendships are compared with new relationship? So I think that long-term relationship is very much significant in our life because the person so the person whom we know for a very long time, they are they can we can be helped anytime. So we do not need to seek help so much. So but on the other hand, if I tell about new relationship, so we have to wait for their response. So I think this way a long-term relationship is more important than the new relationship.
Okay, so just think about you. Who are your best friends? Are they from your university or from your college or from your childhood life?
I have some friends who are and they are the best friends. So some of them are from my schools, and some of them from my university. So I don't have any specific place where I have my best friend.
Okay. So who is your best friend? Do you have a best friend whom you can tell he's
Yes,
your
sir.
best friend?
Yes, sir. Yes. So
you met him where? In your university or in your college or in your high school or where?
Okay. As I mentioned to you that I have many best friends. So
many best friends.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay, you're lucky. You're
yes,
a lucky person.
Yes, sir. So if I would have to choose one, then I would say his name is Mehidi, and so I met him at first when I was at my diploma in engineering institution. So yes, sir.
Okay, I think one thing is important. When you are studying, at that time there is a different relationship. Studying while you are studying, especially in university. I think university at that time, you also make good relationship always. But sometimes what happens after that, when they move in different places, I think sometimes it's difficult to keep that relationship, to hold on this. But
Hello.
university is a place where you make, because at that time you
Hello.
become mature. You can listen to me. Hello.
Yes. Now it is always
okay. Now it's okay. Okay, they're saying that they have. Okay, fine. Now let me ask a few more questions. Faria, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Faria, how are you, Faria?
Alhamdulillah, sir. Sorry for yesterday. I had to disconnect about because I had a important phone call.
Okay, how are you, Faria? You're okay physically?
Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah, I'm completely
okay. Alhamdulillah, fine. Okay, so how's your father?
Sorry, sir.
Your father? How is your father? He's doing
yes,
fine?
Alhamdulillah. Sometimes his pressure is so much high, but
okay.
still he's okay.
Okay, we pray for him, so okay. Faria, do you think that there are more goods available in shops now than in the past? Why or why not? Are there more goods available in shops now
yes,
than
sir.
in the past?
Because more goods available. Sorry, question. Are there more goods? Yes, sir. Of course, because in the past we see that there the communication gap from each place to other place. So there are lots of difficulties to make them to take them from one place to another place. But nowadays the communication gap is so less. Even if you can buy from an online shopping mall, you can buy from a local shopping mall which is available in your street. So very much. So I think the goods are more available in the shops nowadays from the past.
Okay, fine. Rumana, are you there? Rumana?
Sir, I'm here.
You'd like to participate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
How's your family?
Yeah, we are all fine, alhamdulillah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so today I came to know that one of my very close friends, he got corona, and today it was his 11th day, but he didn't shared this news with anybody, almost anybody.
Okay, God bless her, sir.
Okay.
God bless her. We hope that God may recover.
Yes, he's kind of recovered. He has kind of recovered. It's the 11th day, and he went through all those symptoms. Now probably he's slowly recovering, but he's very weak.
Sir,
and he has
related to this Princeton trip?
What?
Sorry, sir. Does he related to this Princeton trip?
Does he? I'm sorry, Faria? Okay, I can listen to you. Okay, I'll come back to you. Rumana, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Yes, sir.
Okay, Rumana. Okay, let me ask you a few questions.
Yes,
so,
sir.
What kinds of products are most affected by fashions from other countries? This one. I'm asking you.
Yes, sir. I couldn't get just a minute, sir. What kind of products are mostly affected by fashions from other countries?
What kind of products are most affected by fashions from other countries?
Are you saying, sir, for my country, our country?
Yes. Okay. Say in our country, what goods? There are lots of goods. Some of them are more affected by fashion from other countries, but some of them, we have indigenous. We have our own way. So think about our dresses. Some of the dresses, we have our own way of, cutting and putting, but some are very affected. So mobile phone. I think mobile phone is affected by fashions from other countries, because mostly they design it. We don't, produce these. So is there any other things? What kind of products? Any other kind of products that are directly affected by fashions from other countries? Hello?
Sure, yes, sir. I think the clothings are mostly affected by fashion from other countries. We are used to with Western products like for the like for traditionally the our in our country the women are wearing saris, but when we are when we're following the Western fashion, we are wearing jeans, pants, shirt, and also kurtis, salar kameez, which also called three pieces. So it's like this fashion is the fashion of wearing sari has mostly been affected by the products like other Western clothes. Um, um, that's the thing.
Okay, fine. Okay, let me ask you, Faria, are you there? You can listen to me? Faria? Faria? Anjan?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I was.
Okay, Faria, no problem. Faria, let me ask you.
Sir, one question. Sir.
You'd like to add anything? Yes?
Sir, is your friend is using this Princeton?
His
Who is
what?
who is affected by corona?
Huh?
Is he related
What?
to this Princeton prep?
Oh, no. He's not related. You know, he's architect.
Okay.
He's a friend of mine. Okay, so will overseas trends and fashions have more or less, you know, we had a doctor, you know, Mr. Himu among us. Now he's doing shifts in Corona Hospital in Midpur. So that's why he can join us. You know, he's very busy with Corona patients. Okay, so will overseas trends and fashions have more or less impact on what people buy in the future? Who can, anybody?
Of course, sir.
Okay, Rajiv,
okay,
can you tell me this answer?
Thank you, sir. And now we are very much
overseas trends and
obviously overseas trend, obviously foreign fashion and crafts already affected in our people, especially the young person.
We are impacted, or we are affected in a big way.
We are affected
by foreign products. So how can it change? How can it change? You know, so will it increase more or have less? In which condition it will increase? Which condition it will decrease?
Okay, sir. In this global village arena, we are very much conscious about foreign culture. In especially, we are watching some satellite channel, and they are advertising on foreign fashion, especially the Western and Indian culture. But for example, we are losing our lungi tradition. Lungi, it's a very common. It was very common in the past, but now its fashion is decreasing day by day. In the future,
is it going to increase or decrease?
It will increase if our government or we the young generation cannot motivate our local fashion, and for this reason, government should take initiative to do more fashion show, especially fashion show or such kind of advertisement to launch.
Okay, so it depends on what, you know. If we can bring out products that are fashionable, then we might find that people are buying those, you know, our indigenous stuff. If we can, then people will be forced to.
We can encourage them.
Okay, so
by 2 ways. We are encouraging government. If government take initiative to make some lucrative jobs for the crafts, and the special package for the craftsmen or the
craftsman, different kind of. So it's, you know, the responsibility lies with the government or with general public as well?
Both the people and also the government are liable for this, because
we have considered before.
we have our mind, and we have to say we have to set up our mind that we have to buy the local product, especially the indigenous and the past ancient product. But
okay, wait. Okay, fine, because I'll be asking many people. Okay, I'll come back to you. Afroz,
okay,
are you there? Afroz, hello.
Yes, sir.
So how are you? You're fine?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, fine. Okay, let me ask you one question. So who should be responsible for the quality of products? Is the producer, shops, or the customers? Say we have fake counterfeit products sometimes, especially cosmetics. So who is responsible? Who should be, even the shops, they're buying that from fake producers, or even we are buying it from shops, as long as we see that it's a brand name. So what can be done to stop that? Any suggestion?
I think the producer, I think the producer is responsible. Producers are responsible for the quality of the product. Also, the shoppers who buy product from them, they must know about the condition of the
authenticity
product.
Okay, fine. So what can be done in our country? In our country, what happens? Especially there are some places.
Sometimes we see the newspapers, see the news about the magistrates with their team sometimes visit the shops to allocate, to identify the product is fake or not. So this type of initiative, I think, should be more and more appropriate for the
So it's not enough. The frequency is not enough. You're doing it now.
It's not enough.
And all in a sudden, another after 5 months. So by that time they don't care, because they make such a hefty profit. They know that they're making 2 crore taka profit, and even if they're paying some fine, it could be say 10 lakh. So it really doesn't matter. Is that the case?
Yeah. Yes.
And sometimes I personally believe even the police, not police, even the people who are concerned, they also are taking money.
They also taking money, and the customers should also must be aware of the product.
But it's difficult. Sometimes it's quite difficult for the customers, because they don't have that much time and the way they make it. And sometimes they also order it from China.
Yes.
They're making a counterfeit and they're making it in China, and they'll bring it, and it seems that it's a real product. So I think, even this is, if they become more stringent about that, things like in our country, things like, the corona, the counterfeit corona, people would have been, they have thought twice. Do you think there's a connection? Because we are lenient on that, that's why people are getting this. They think that, yes, if they can get by with counterfeit products, here also with counterfeit certificates, they can, say, make them immune from the, long hand of justice.
Yes.
Okay, so we should be careful about that. So I think there's a relationship with that. There's a Ashna, how are you? Ashna?
I'm doing well, thanks, sir.
Okay. So, Ashna, do you have counterfeit products in your country? Say cosmetics, these are not real. Or, in our country, sometimes we find those. It looks like genuine, but it's not genuine.
Yeah, we have the same thing in here, the same issue.
The same issue.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to be very good at identifying thing or distinguishing the authentic thing from the. Okay, so that's a big problem. I think all over the world. Over the world.
because you know, depends on people and good people just trying to cheat whatever.
So how do you overcome this thing? Do you go to brand shop in order to get the authentic things? What do you do? So you need to go to a brand shop. That's a guarantee that you will get the authentic product.
I think there's no guarantee in anywhere because it happens that many times.
Even in our country, we have brand names. We have Almas and we have few, but even they also buy those from the same place sometimes.
You know, I was
and
that
another thing, you know, another thing, sometimes they have luggage party. Luggage party means if you go to Middle East country or some other country, you bring all those products. But this is also illegal, you know, kind of illegal. So where can we go? Because, you know, we are buying from, when we're trying to buy from the shop, we don't get the genuine thing. Even if they bring it through, you know, planes, that's also illegal. So we consumers. And at the end of the day, we spend the same money. You know, we are not, and those are sometimes very risky, because if you use those, some of them might even, you know, you might even get cancer, you know, using those. So those could be problematic as well. Okay, so so some of the problems are global, like coronavirus. Huh? Everywhere, in every. How's the condition in your place? You know, it's worrying. You know, the number is increasing.
Yeah, every day it's increasing. And even the number of the people who die because of corona is increasing every day. Yeah.
Okay, so
at first we were just heard that the people are infected, but now that happened even in some people that I know them.
You know,
some of the doctors that they were working with me, some of my relatives.
A very, very close friend of mine, you know, he told me that he got it and it's his 11th day. You know, he didn't disclose to anybody. You know, and another of my relatives, I also came to know she's in. So these are disturbing. These are disturbing things. Okay, so
sir.
Please.
Sir, one of my friend has joined recently. I mean, now she's Khadijajul Cobra, Nisha.
Okay. No
she
problem.
wants to do the class as well.
Okay. So I can ask question to her. I can even start with her, no problem. So where is she?
I mean, it's showing his name.
Okay, she was here. Has she left? Okay, Abdullah Bhai, are you there? Abdullah Bhai?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Oh, you can give one answer, one or two questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. So let me ask you, are there any drawbacks of tourism? Tourism is good in general, but is there any drawbacks? Do you think there could be some drawbacks in tourism?
Well, the tourism, particularly in our country, there are lots of drawbacks, especially in the transportation and for the residential places, particularly the hotel, motel. We are struggling, particularly in our country. This tourism is not organized, well organized. That's why.
So do you think that it's not really well organized?
Organized.
Okay, that's one perspective. Abdullah Bhai, what about the other effects? You know, say drawbacks of tourism. We are talking about the drawbacks.
Drawbacks.
In general, it usually helps us to generate money and the livelihood of many people, and you know, say it enhances our image to other countries of the world. But is there anything that, you know, drawbacks? I'm saying that it have negative impact on nature, all those stuff.
Yes, sir. There are also lots of negative impact in the nature environment, because lots of people are throwing wastage to the environment, and they are not properly the wastage management in our country is not appropriate. That's the problem. And there is also the social problem because with tourism, there is also a relation between the sex trade and as a Muslim country, we have some problems in our social values.
Okay, yes.
As for example,
no problems, not problem. We shouldn't be calling it problem, but we have some restrictions. Okay, yeah, problem is problem. It's not about problem. So it's more about we have some okay. Sometimes religion has a religious or cultural values.
Foreign tourists
especially
from
this is
abroad,
quite different from the Western.
Some alcohol, liquor, but in our country.
So what do you think? There should be some designated area in our country.
Obviously, as a student of forestry, I have a fascination about this tourism and eco-tourism. Because our, particularly the hill tracts of our country, the natural beauty of the hill tracts is immense, and we can attract lots of people, lots of the tourists, particularly in
but I don't think in the last 10 or 15 or 20 years, things haven't changed much.
No, not
really things.
No, because we are not expert.
We are not expert. So what can be done? What suggestion do you have? Do you think that the foreigners, those who are good at that, they should be given a lease? Okay, develop it within,
Not for the foreigners. Our country people are also able to establish the tourist infrastructure, particularly the. If you see the forest lake of Chittagong, this is organized by the Concord. The businessmen are also nowadays they are able enough to construct the tourist places. And
we have architects. We have lots of architects.
Architects, and it should be open for the you come to know. I think that PP. Public-private ownership. Government should have some controls.
So why it's not happening? Why it's not happening in tourism sector?
I know about this. This is first of all, there is a corruption.
There's a
corruption in particularly in the forest department, environment forest department, and
I think many people, they don't want to take initiatives as well. It's about taking initiative.
This is also
and the responsibility. If you take initiative, what happens? The responsibility also comes. They don't want to take that extra responsibility. They think that what I'm going to get out of this. Sometimes they think that I'm not getting I'm not getting commission or
there anything is also like the problem particularly in the hill tracts area. There is also political problem.
Insurgency. Okay, there's some insurgency as well. We also have some problems.
If our government come forward to established and to reshape or furnish these tourist places, I think we should construct a huge infrastructural establishment, and particularly the train line. Particularly, you have to have a airport as well.
Airport,
and lots of hotel, motel. But due to the political insurgency, government is not very much enthusiastic to establish this.
That's one of the reasons why probably the government haven't. Because in Sylhet, things have improved a lot. There are lots of hotels these days.
Yes.
Relatively, if you compare it with Chittagong. Okay, thank you. So let me ask you, Abuni, are you there? Hello, Abuni, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So do you think we have an effective education system in our country? Say we have madrasa, we have regular, we have English medium, we have English version, we have, the technical. So should we have all these, different kind of different system of education put together? Do you think it's effective or no?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Okay, I'm saying we have you know, in our education, we have, you know, madrasa system, we have technical system, we have the regular one, English medium, English version. So do we need all these, you know, separate branches, kind of branches of education, or we should have a common? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Sir, I think the separation is better.
It's better. I see.
Yeah.
Why is better? Because it's more about the need. There is a need for that because our in one way in our country, you know, our society is not that homogeneous. Means we have lots of people living in village. They cannot afford.
Yeah.
You know? Okay,
English version.
Okay, so it's fine. You know, you don't have any problem with that.
No, sir, I don't have any problem.
Okay, fine. So, which one is better, co-educational or single? You know, co-educational or, you know, only girls, only boys? What do you think? What's your opinion about that?
Sir, I think co-education is better.
Why? What could be the reason? Listen, say,
yes, sir.
Just think about a good paragraph. How do you write a good paragraph? Say, if you think that this is the topic sentence, the single education is better, then what? You must explain it. Then you must give an example. You get my point? This is the way it works. Any answer. So explain what happens in a single education, what happens in a co-education. Then finally, say for example.
So in a single education. Yes, sir.
Please. Single education.
So I think in single education, what are the advantages?
Girls... What are the negatives? Anything? Any idea that crosses your mind?
Sorry, sir, I didn't.
Okay, no problem. Let me ask you another question. Do you have any plan to go for a holiday after, if the COVID things goes away? You know, how are you going to celebrate after COVID, post-COVID days? Have you thought about that? How are you going to celebrate?
Yes, I have planned something after this pandemic situation. I would love to go in Saint Martin or some other places like Chittagong, Rangamati.
Okay, so do you think that might happen after this pandemic is over? Hopefully, you know, there will be lots of activities. People will be traveling here and there, or it will take a year or so to get, you know, used to, you know, just the normalcy to come. There will be lots of activities.
So nowadays,
people even they're not caring much about that. What do you think? Okay, Avani. I'll
yes,
ask
sir.
You. No problem. Is it your first class or no? Is it your first class? Today is your first class?
Sir, this is my class. Yes, sir. It is my class.
Oh, your first class. Okay, so whom can I ask? Himu, Mr. Himu?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you'd like to, wait, can I ask you a question, or you'd like to say something about, because lots of happening in your life?
Yes, sir.
You know, lots of, you know, you're eating good foods, you know, you're working hard, you know, you're saving lives. You'd like to say something about you, or I'll ask you a question? Which one?
Yeah, sir, you can ask me. I mean, I would like to share something like.
Okay. Later on, you can do that.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question as well. Do you think that people in Western countries, they give more gifts to others than we, we do, you know, people of our country? Any idea about that?
Of course, definitely. I think I haven't visited a lot of countries. I mean, outside, yeah, my country.
But what's an
I assume
assumption?
that my assumption is, yeah, we though I think, yeah, they're quite. I mean, they're quite friendly and they give more than us, I think. And you know, as a developing country, we don't have much saving to give such gifts to our relatives or friends. But we I mean, by nature we are very hostile. I mean, we are famous for our hospitality to others. So though we cannot provide gift, but we can, you know, just placate them with our smile and our fellowship and whatsoever. So yeah, my assumption is yeah, likely in Western country they do. I mean, they give more gift than
So is it matter that they have more money, they're more affluent? That could be a reason.
As per my assumption, yeah, it's quite a fact that they are prone to give more gift because they're more solvent than us. So that's
okay. Solvency. Yeah. So it has a connection with solvency sometimes.
Of course,
not
yeah,
always,
sometimes.
but sometimes.
Not always, but sometimes, yes.
Okay, so you know, say, you know, the job you're doing, do you consider is very difficult now? You know, now you're working as a front line, but COVID.
As I mean, if we watch the, I mean, the duration of the work and the intensity of the work, it's not that much. I mean, that much physical pressure. There is, yeah, not just physical pressure, but the mental pressure and the anxiety. I mean, in order to, you know, expose, we have
exposure.
to
Okay,
expose.
you might get affected.
Exposure. Yeah, we might get affected. So yeah, due to this mental pressure, these all things actually makes the job a quite difficult one. So yeah, it's quite difficult.
So you have been you know, working in for a week. Have you been working
yeah,
for a week or
yeah,
more than
like
that?
Yeah, not more than that, but within week I have done my duty for. I just, you know, finished my 96-hour relentless duty, just a gap with 24-hour. So yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, of course.
So how's the overall situation? You know, is it not improving? Definitely, it's not improving. So what you're thinking? You know. So is the number increasing? You know, the patient or
of course the number is increasing, but the patient who are likely to admit in the hospital are decreasing. Overall, what I can say, because
is the severity decreasing?
I mean, the patient with critical stage is decreasing day by day, and I think yeah, in my patients, I mean, till now they are well, and we are planning to discharge them, and their health condition and mental and psychological condition is it's quite improved, and we hope that within 2 or 3 days we can release more than 3 or 4 patients out of 10. So it's a good news.
It's a good news.
Yeah.
So hopefully things are
yeah, things are changing, and hopefully if the vaccination is going well, we might.
But okay, the question is, what do you believe as a doctor? You know, even if it is, think about it is in October, you know, it's
there are some
how long will it take for us to get it? You know, think about this. Any country, think about USA.
I think you already heard the trial of phase 2 is just finished, and the scientist who is in charge of this vaccination trial, she just declared,
Gilbert, okay,
Gilbert, she will provide this vaccination without any cost, and that's a good news. But still, we have to make a lot. I mean, about 4 billion for if you can assume that 60% or 50%
and doctors like you will be getting those first, huh? Doctors.
Yeah, the auxiliary staffs and the doctors and the auxiliary staffs. Yeah, more likely, but it will take time. It will take time. I assume that if everything goes normal, at least it will take more or less than 6 months at least. But as for getting those vaccines to our developing country, it will take more time than that.
More time, at least a year. Do you think that year?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah.
Okay, so definitely the Western countries, they will make sure that their people get it first.
Of course, because
that's the way it works. Okay, because they are investing it,
and they also provide their people to participate in the trial. So,
and the trial. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
now probably they'll be they'll be do the experiments in Brazil, because many of the countries they don't have enough people on whom they can put those vaccines.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was just reading, in Brazil, because Brazil, they have a good distribution system.
They will provide those countries who just participate
in that
this trial. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, they have advantage. So in Bangladesh, do they have any plan to just
participating
carry out a trial in Bangladesh?
Actually, I don't know the plan. Actually,
China is planning to.
They are planning.
They're planning
still
to
I think
test the clinical test here, because about 10,000 patients are needed.
Needed at least.
Last stage clinical.
Bangladesh probably will be able to provide that.
Our government is planning to allow the Chinese government to apply to experiment for this last stage of clinical trial.
Okay, fine. Rajiv, are you there? Rajiv?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, do you think it's very expensive to make a home look nice? The interior. Do you need money in order to do that, or is more about your creativity? If you have the creativity, you can make it.
You have either actually a point. You have to make your home nice, make your home nice or decorated very simply. You need money, as well as you need time and some creativity. Only money. Yeah, only money can to do, because I have if for example, some people has huge amounts of money, but he has no creativity, or he don't
or what aesthetic sense. Creativity or aesthetic sense. Aesthetic sense.
And he has no vision. Then his home or home look large, but it's not look nice. So if you want to build a dream home, you have to plan yourself, and you have to make your inner eyes, as well as you have to spend too much money for that. Thank you.
Okay. Faria?
Yes, sir.
Are you happy with the look of your house, inside interior of your house, your drawing room, your bedroom? Are you happy, or you want to change it? You want to make it more beautiful, or you're happy with whatever is there?
Sir, I'm happy, but not so more happy. Sir, I want to make it more decorative.
Okay, if someone gives you 1 crore taka only to decorate it, are you going to take it?
Of course, sir, because sir, I'm a design lover. Even
what about the furnitures? You'll change all the furnitures. You'll go to shop or
not all the furniture, as it's my father and mother's era.
No, I'm saying that you'll go for that.
Yes, of course.
And the condition will be you must use that money for decoration. You can't use it for anything else. Other than that, they will take away the money.
Of course. I love to decorate my rooms from the childhood. It's my habit, actually. Even my whole house is decorated by me, and even the wall mats, the furniture, etc. Most of the things are decorated by me. And from childhood, I love to do design and art. That's why I appreciate.
Rumana, are you there? No problem.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Rumana, so
yes, sir.
Is there can you recall any very difficult task you succeeded in doing, and you still pride yourself for accomplishing that? Any task that you think was very difficult, and you did it and you came out that, and you take pride? Exam, it could be exam or anything you can.
Sir, in my undergrad, I was doing a course named macroprocessor, and in that course there was a project, but but I will not say that I was succeeded in that case. But from my perspective, it was the one of the most difficult project that I have done. But though just in the last part, I can't do the whole thing. But other than that, the everything was going well. So that's one of the most difficult thing I have done. And other than that, the exam was also tough. Like the 3 hours exam was like really a hectic one. So yeah, I remember the course very well from my undergrad. It's like it's like something, yeah, I have accomplished this course. That's the thing.
I see. So you take pride on that, in accomplishing that.
Yes.
Okay. So just a few more questions. Can I ask Anjum? Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay. So did you have any interesting discussion with someone, and you recall and you want to share with us, and on what topic? Any that you can recall. It could be with anybody. What was the last interesting discussion you had with someone, and you still remember that?
I got your question. Okay. Yeah, a few days back when I was studying, so I suddenly I got a call. So I just didn't know that who is the person. So when I just picked the call, the person was telling me that you have you have won a prize. So like you'll got 10,000 taka from a company. But I was stuck.
But
that
is it true or But is it true? Or
I'm coming to the point. Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes. Then?
So I first I didn't believe that. I think he was joking. Maybe he was one of the person whom I know. He was making fun. So after some times, he told me that no, what you were thinking is not true. You will definitely get this amount of taka, but first you have to pay us around 5,000 taka in order to get this amount of money. So that time I thought that he's a fraud person, and I told him that no, I don't need this money. So after hanging up the call, so I got another call. It was after 30 minutes later. So that time, that the call was from one of my friends. So he was laughing after. So I thought that maybe he was calling me then.
Okay, yes.
So yeah, so the person was he. So yeah, that was the most interesting call that I've got recently.
Okay, so have you, do you think so do you know anybody, who got this kind of prize or gifts? Do you know, or do you believe it works in our country, like that? They tell you something and you have to. So as long as you're not asked money, then it's fine, I believe, huh? Then you might believe, say, think about if they offer you a gift. So the biggest problem is if they ask money.
Okay.
Huh? I'm just saying, then you start thinking that probably they're not genuine. And these days we have become quite cautious about that, especially, just checking out those Bikash stuff.
Yes, sir.
And it's
quite a new trend of eating. So.
Okay.
Yes,
so Shibli, are you there? Shibli, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm here, sir. I'm fine.
Shibli, how are you? You had your office today?
No, sir. I didn't go to office today.
Okay, you didn't go to the office. Fine. Okay, so do you know anybody who has started a business and he's doing pretty well? Anybody you know, your friend or relative or anybody in your?
Yes, I know a person who is actually residing in our neighborhood. He is also a imam of our local mosque. He started a he has started a business, actually a restaurant, a new restaurant in the locality, in a locality. Before this pandemic situation, his restaurant was running pretty much good. Yeah, very well, and he was making a good business on that business, on that by that restaurant.
Will he be able to survive, or is he surviving now?
Actually,
any idea?
This, I don't have any news.
So
Yeah,
I think this pandemic has wrought
pandemic has
on many people.
Many people are affected. Many people, yes, sir. Many people are affected due to this pandemic. Many businesses are hampered. Many person who are leading a handsome or good life, their breadwinner has been forcefully furloughed from the job.
We are not even sure for how long it will take.
This is the actual reason. This is the actual thinking.
So you are working in a bank. Do you think you are lucky, because you are working in a bank and bank are a little bit?
Sometimes I feel lucky, but still, this has we are.
Even banks are affected.
Oh yes, sir. Banks are also affected, right? That's why that's the thing I want to say. We are doing business.
We never thought that bank will be affected. We always thought that it could be one or two banks, but not the banking sector in general.
Actually, banks are doing business from people's money. If people has no money or capital to deposit in bank, how bank will run their bank running how will be making business from money? This is the thing actually. So all are correlated.
All are correlated. Everything is correlated. Okay, so we are supposed to have a grammar class. Are you ready to go through the grammar? So listen, would you like to have longer speaking classes, 2 hours? That might help you, because many people you'd like to speak out. And that could be a possibility, 1 or 2 hours. You can even jump in, you can even leave out, but that might be a possibility. So for some people, speaking, you can accommodate more people.
Yes, I want, sir. I want.
That could be a possibility. Others, do you think?
Yes, sir.
Obviously.
Yes, sir. That will be fine.
Yes, sir. Obviously.
Only speaking for 2 hours.
Yes.
No, you can jump in. You don't have to always sit in front of the, sometimes that might help.
Okay.
Other than that, sometimes we can, call
it
upon.
It would be good, sir. Very good. It would be good.
Okay. Let's see. Or we can even have other time as well. The timing, on Friday morning, 2 hours, you can hop in, or Saturday morning, or sometimes it could be late hours as well. If someone, we can check it out. We can even practice.
Okay.
Because
Saturday morning, if others have no problem, Saturday morning could be arranged, sir. It will be a good
1 or 2 hours,
Yeah, it will be good timing, Saturday
Speaking
morning.
is something, if you keep on practicing, sometimes it helps. Okay, so we'd like to go to a little bit of grammar. Today we'll cover comparison and, hopefully, comparison and parallelism. These are very important factors, and sometimes we don't even understand how you need to, implement those, implement or use it in your writing. Okay, hopefully you'll be benefited. So those who were mostly here for speaking, we are leaving now. We will just, you can even check it out, that grammar. So what we're going to do, so this is the grammar thing we'll be doing. Let me show you this one. So in the last class, we did mostly, we did some modifiers. We talked about modifiers. We'll be, so this is comparison. We'll be doing some questions, and these are the parallelism. Hopefully, we'll cover this. We don't have too many. Hopefully, it will take an hour, hopefully. And then we'll move on to the other stuff. Okay, so welcome abroad. We will be starting some grammar class first. Okay, let's start from here. Then I will discuss comparison. We know that comparison. How do you comparison? These are the finer comparison. You know, it's just not writing comparison. You'll have to, after you're writing, there's some standard rule about that. But here, this is the finer rules. We'll discuss about that. Okay, which one is the correct answer? Anybody? You know, will you be able to tell me which one is the correct? Do you think that the underlined portion, this one, is correct? It fits in here. Just go for A. Then the correct answer is A. If you think you want to replace it with any of the other B, C, D, E, just tell me. You know, it could be B. So pick just any of these. Which one, if you substitute this one with any of the four, B, C, D, E, this is fine. Or if you think that the given answer is correct, go for A. Okay, so let's see. You know, on an average, this is from mostly GMAT. This is from GMAT. I'll give you 1 minute time to solve this one. And you might get this kind of question in IBA, an IBA exam. In IBA for MBA, Master of Business Administration, they take this question from GMAT books and they give it to you. Which one is the correct one?
I guess that I think that it's C.
C. Okay, it will not be possible to implicate melting sea ice.
So it's maybe C.
It can be D, sir.
I think it will not be possible to implicate melting sea ice in the coastal flooding that many global warming models have projected. The melting ice, just like colon maniki, colon kokundai. When they give colon there, it's example. It could be example or explanation. Whatever they have said, they are saying that it's not possible. It will not be possible to implicate because why? And then they are giving an example. Just like a glass of water that will not overflow due to melting ice cubes. So melting sea ice does not increase oceanic volume. Okay, what about due to? When we use due to, anybody?
B, it will be B.
Anybody?
Sir.
Okay. Forget about it. First, I'm like to due to. Any idea about when to use due to?
Due to means because.
No, when we use due to. Anybody
when
can tell me?
When we are going to say reason. First time we are saying result, then we are saying what is the result cost for.
What is the result cost?
Is there any rule when we use it and when we don't use it? Due to? Achha, I don't know. At least in GMAT it works. In GMAT, let me tell you, it works like that. The postponement. This is the rule. I don't know whether you want to use it. The postponement of the game was due to rain or incessant rain, torrential rain. There must be a noun. There must be a noun here. You get my point? Then we use due to.
Okay.
The delay was due to what? Traffic jam. You get my point? You can't use in other situations. This is the case. There must be a noun. So this is being used to. This is a noun. This is like that. This is the way I know. Okay, the postponement was. You can't just use it in the way you want. So this is the basic rule. The delay was due to. Okay, the success. The success was due to hard work. Okay, so the success. Okay, there must be, and there must be a B word. There must be a B word after that. There must be a B word. Was, B word. Okay, just remember it. This is more important for GMAT. You know, these in GMAT, these comes and you'll have to give the answer right. But in real life, probably sometimes you don't. But you get my point. You know, this is the basic rule. And I don't know whether you're going to use it or not. But these are not interchangeable. When you use that, you cannot use because of here. Here you must use due to. And when you're using due to, you cannot use this one. So don't think that anything goes. It doesn't go. Anything doesn't go. Okay, there are some rules. These are true. Fine. Okay, now tell me. So let me just a moment. Now we were telling about comparison. Okay, comparison will. So which one is, okay, here. So one thing we can, where is that? Okay. What is the, which one will be the correct answer? B. What's the difference between like and as? When we use as and when we use like, should we use like or as? Okay, when we use like and when we use as a connector. Anybody? Let me show you example. Huh? Let me show you example. He, see, this is the rule. He plays like Maradona. This is fine. Maradona. He plays like. After like, there must be a only noun in a phrase. No sentence. He plays as. When you use as, there must be a sentence. It should be Maradona plays. Plays or does. Whenever you are using these, there must be as. This is a sentence connector. As is a sentence connector. Like is a noun or pronoun connector. You get my point? He plays like Maradona. You can't write he plays like Maradona does. No. Whenever it is a noun, like. He plays as Maradona plays or Maradona does. You get my point? So as, you're connecting a sentence with a sentence. Then as comes. You get it? You get it?
Yes, sir.
Try to remember this one. These are the basic rules. When you know all these rules, what happens when you write? When you start writing, everything becomes correct. These are lots of rules. Most of you don't know these rules. That's why things doesn't add up. You think there's a shortcut. There's no shortcut. So first, let me make sure whether I'm going to use as or I will come to use like. As long as it's a complete sentence, as long as we must use as. That's ekhane dekhi. So melting ice does not increase oceanic volume. Just like just as a glass of water that will not flow due to melting ice. So should we use due to or because? Because of or due to? This is also one issue. So we are going to compare this one with this one. This one, and you are comparing this one. So when you are comparing the sentence structure of this one, get my point? This sentence and this sentence must be similar. These are the rules. Once you know the rules, you don't get wrong. Other than that, you get wrong. So which one is the correct? Just like a glass of water, that will. You see, this is not the same structure. So melting ice does not. It's a sentence. So melting sea ice does not increase oceanic volume. This is a sentence. And you must compare a sentence with a sentence. the structure is not the same. You see the structure that these are structures. This is that structure. You don't have a that structure here. No, I cannot change it because this is I can change it. What I can change, I can change this one. So which one will be the correct answer? Sometimes you understand what I'm trying to say, that it's not that you don't understand. You understand, but okay, which one? It will not be possible to implicate. You know, forget about the first part. We are concerned about the second part. We are comparing this sentence. This is sentence 2. This is sentence 1. We are comparing this idea with this idea. This must be the same structure, the same structure. This is the basic rule of comparison. And all the tense must be same. Not all, it depends. So which one is the correct answer? Which one you think goes with this one? Goes with this one. Should it be like or as?
Yes.
Hello?
Sorry.
Should it be like or as? No like. Because we are comparing a sentence with a sentence. No like. Like doesn't hold. A glass of water will not flow because of melting. As melting ice cube, that does not. Which one goes with this one? So this one goes. You see? That is a different structure. I will show you. When we'll be covering comparison, parallelism, we'll talk about that. This one goes. You see what they're saying? Melting ice cube do not cause a glass of water to. We are comparing this sentence with this sentence. So these two sentences must be similar. This does not, this do not cause. This is a rule. You get my point? This is rule. You'll have to write it, then you'll have to check it. So let me see the answers. This is the answer. And I'll send you through email. They're saying that, I would say, this is also a structure, X clause parallel to T. You can even check out this. Just as X, so Y. Okay. Anyways, sometimes you forget that structure. So how do you write this one? Which one is the correct answer? Unlike a funded pension system, in IELTS, write one parallel structure, unlike, like. It shows that you know how to compare. Unlike a funded pension system, in which contributions are invested to pay future beneficiaries. So we are comparing with what? This is a modifier. Forget about this one. This is extra information, you know, and it's within a comma. But basically, you're comparing what? You're comparing this part with this part. Now you're comparing. You're comparing. So which one is the correct answer? Unlike X, what is that? The rule, the basic rule, it moves like that. Unlike X, Y, then the sentence. X and Y must be same. Must be same, man. If X is Bangladesh, Y must be Bangladesh. And after comma, it must start with that. Say unlike Dhaka, say like that. Unlike Dhaka, comma, Bombay. Bombay is a mega city. Unlike Dhaka, you can't write anything else. It must be also city. Unlike X, Y. You might even end up like that. Make it more complex. Unlike, like in IELTS, Dhaka, which is a thriving, THRIVING, thriving mega city. Kolkata is a rather quaint, quaint kind of not thriving, quaint as an old city. Fine. Okay, Calcutta, Dhaka. They're giving extra information. No problem. But this one and this one must be same. This is extra information. You can leave it or you can even keep it. You get my point? The same goes with like X. Like X, Y. Go for that. Or you can even use that. Say like Dhaka, T-H-A-K, Dhaka, like Dhaka, that. That is a Mughal. That has Mughal influence. Delhi also boasts office majestic heritage. So Dhaka, this is Delhi. That's extra information. Here, which here we're using a that. But this must be after comma. After comma, there should be a comma here. This must be similar. Dhaka with Dhaka. If it's a BMW, it must be a Lamborghini. Something that can be compared. So it's not about learning. What you need to do. You need to use it. You need to show it in eyes, in your writing, in anywhere. Other than that, they won't believe that you know all these rules. It's about knowing the rules, the right rules, not memorizing it. We tend to memorize. Memorize doesn't help. This helps. Here you are not memorizing. You are mostly what? You're practicing. Okay. Okay, so which one is the correct one? Who can tell me? Unlike a funded pension system, they have some extra information. You can use it this one or you can leave it out. No problem with that. But in order to get it right, unlike A, this is the basic idea. This is what? System. So after comma, after this comma, this must be, in order to compare, this must be a noun. N-O-U-N. This must be a noun itself. And similar. It must be comparable. Other than that, you can't write a sentence. So which one is the correct answer? Is there anybody, who can help us? Abdullah bhai achen?
E numberটা মনে হচ্ছে আর কি স্যার founded or is founded social security.
E. Anybody else? Anybody who would like to participate? A, B, C, D, E. Anybody else? Anybody is there? Okay. It must be social security because unlike a pension system, it's a system. Social security itself also system. Get it? Just show them one or two sentences. This is also a system. So, and this must be parallel, grammatically parallel. This sentence.
Sir, why D is wrong? Social security is also in the first D.
Listen, what's the subject? What's the subject of D? What's the subject?
Social security.
No, not social security. Approach. What's approach?
Yeah.
Social security is approach. So there's a difference between approach and system. You get my point? So in 4, you're comparing a system with an approach. But in 5, you're comparing a system with a system because social security itself is a system. You get my point?
Okay, yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
So this is here, this is the subject. Here, this is the subject. So this is comparable with pension system. Approach is not a system. You get my point?
Yeah, I got it.
Fine. Yeah. Now this one. This is easy. This is very easy. This is, we do it every day. There's no problem.
It seems it is E.
Which one?
E. Answer is E.
We'll go for E. Let's see. Laos has a land area about the same as Great Britain, but only 4 million in population, where many are members of hill tribe. Ensconce. Ensconce is a Jerry word. Himo, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what's ensconced? Safely placed. Huh? Ensconced is very safely placed. আচ্ছা আমার এখানে হবে দেখেন কোনটা correct. As a land area, we must compare with similar things. That can be comparable. You can compare apple with orange. No, apple must be compared with apple. Orange must be compared with orange. So which one do you think is correct?
C.
Okay, E. One of you saying that E. That has a land area comparable to that of Great Britain. So you're comparing land area with what? Of Great Britain. Oh, no, no. You have a land area with that of Great Britain. Laos has a land area comparable to that of this land area of Laos plus land area of this. That means land area of Britain. But a population, many of whom, would it be E? Would it be E?
No, no, sir.
Which one? Which one do you think is correct?
C.
C. Laos has a land area that is about the same as size as Great Britain's land area. That is, this I think is too long. I think.
This is wrong answer.
But in Laos, with the population of many of them,
this is not unstructured. I see.
Them is not correct. So which one? Which one? Which one?
B, sir. B.
Sir. Has a land
this is also unstructured.
Area of about the same size.
No.
The size of Great
Britain.
D. D tab না হইতে পারে
হ্যাঁ? Which one?
D কি হয়?
আচ্ছা, Laos has a land area about an area of about the same size. No, land area you're comparing with size.
এটাই ঠিক আছে তাহলে নাকি?
I think E. Let's see which one is correct.
E না?
Let's check it out. I think E.
Oh.
Yeah.
E. This is E because land area of Laos is correctly compared to that of, that means land area of Great Britain with land area of, just like that. Think about this one. It doesn't have to be so difficult. If I write,
sure.
Bangladesh's export volume is less than India. Is it correct? It's better not to write this kind of sentence because Bangladesh's export volume is less than, you're comparing export volume with what? India.
Is than that of India.
No. Is than
less than that of India.
Is ruled too well. India's or that of India. This is the right. This is referring to export. So without this one, it's a mistaken comparison. In good writing, where they will check, for PhD, masters, or even in undergrad, you must write like that. Bangladesh's export volume is less than India's means India's export or that of India. That is export volume. You are not repeating. Get it? তাহলে answerটা কোনটা? Answer হচ্ছে E. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So I will send it and you can read it out. Why the others are wrong. And the explanation is there. Now let's move on to this one. Rivaling the pyramids of Egypt or even the ancient cities of Maya as an achievement, the army of terracotta warriors created to protect Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor, in its afterlife, is more than 2,000 years old and took 700,000 artisans more than 36 years to complete. So which one? Rivaling the pyramids of Egypt or even the ancient cities of Maya as an achievement? Listen, whenever you are starting a sentence with ing, rival plus ing, this is a verb, this is a word. Who can tell me what is this? This is a gerund or this is a participle? Basically, this is a modifier. The whole thing is a modifier. It's a phrase. No.
Participle.
Listen, it's a participle because it's modifying the noun after here. Rivaling the pyramid of Egypt. Listen, once you know how to correct this one, then you can write it. Sentence like that. If you don't know which one is correct, you'd never write that because you don't know which one is correct. Who wants to write something, that you're not sure? You don't want to lose marks. Listen, you don't want to lose marks. What is the spelling? Okay, if I write you, it's a very common mistake. It's a very common mistake. So if I write you don't want to lose marks. Which one is correct? You don't want to lose marks? Which one is correct?
LOS.
I don't want to lose marks. Which
Lose
one?
mark.
This one or this one?
Lose mark.
First one.
So first one.
First one or the next one?
Next one.
Next one to lose money alga korar kya
no, this is not right. This is the lose.
First one.
It's not loss, it's a lose. A lose very, it's not tight. It's not tight. It's a loose span. That's a lose. Not this one, this one. Always write this one. Okay. So what I'm saying, that's not the point. Listen, try to understand. If you understand, you see that you can write any kind of sentence. But
it is a problem.
No, because you're not being trained. It's about training. You have never taken challenge. That's the problem. You have never taken challenge. That's it. Now you're thinking that I'm too old for challenge. This is the problem. You should have started it in class 5, in class 6, in 7. If you had a good teacher, he could have taught you. These are not difficult. These are easy stuff, but they never have taught you. Even the teachers, many of the teachers, they don't, even say, when I covered this, then I came to know that this can be taught. Other than that, you cannot blame the teachers because the teachers are not trained as well. You cannot blame them. You can't blame anybody. It's our... Okay, so rivaling the pyramid of Egypt or even the ancient, the army of terracotta warriors. So which one is correct? Which one will be the correct answer?
A is good. The given answer, A.
Okay, let me writing a sentence. Then we'll come here. Rival, you know the rival. Argentina.
Enemy.
Okay, think about it. Any Argentina fan? Argentina rival?
Brazil.
What's the rival? RAVI double L or 1L?
1L.
1L.
Okay. Sure. Rival?
Oh, rival.
Just a moment.
Rival.
Spelling I don't write very often. RIVALLED or 1L?
It will be double L. Probably.
Double L. Okay, double L. That's what I was thinking. So it must be rival. Yes. Argentina rival. What? Brazil. Argentina on the which one? What's the name of the cup in South America?
Copa America. Copa America.
Copa America trophy. Is it a correct sentence? Can I write like that? No, because this is a sentence and this is a sentence. What's the problem? This is called a run-on sentence. It's a mistake. Run-on sentence. What you're trying to do, you're trying to connect two complete sentences without nothing. You can't do that. That's what? It's a run-on sentence. I'm putting a comma. Does it help? Does it help? No, this is another problem. This is called
semicolon.
Now.
We can use semicolon.
No, okay. I'll come. I have a reason for that. This is called comma splice. Comma SPLIC. This is also a mistake. This is also a mistake. Now what we can do, we can change one of these into a phrase. That we can do. We can connect a phrase with a clause. This is a clause. What I'm going to do, Argentina, same. It's the same. Then what we can do, the order is like that. Rivalry. Rivaling Brazil. Then what does it mean? So the sentence becomes 1L or 2L. Rivaling Brazil, Argentina, holiday, Copa America trophy, or rivaling coronavirus, Mr. Imu came out a winner. You get my point? Who rival? Mr. Himu rival. Whom? Virus. Mr. Himu came out a winner. Get my point? Who rival? Mr. Himu rival, virus. Coronavirus. And he came out as a winner. The same thing. The same thing. So, you see, rivaling coronavirus. So, rivaling coronavirus, Mr. Himu. Okay, so now tell me which one is the correct answer. Rivaling the pyramid of Egypt or even the Sinai. Someone, we are talking about someone who can rival the pyramids. Who can rival the pyramids. So here the main thing is first, what is very important. Whether.
So the answer is, I think, B. Sorry, B.
B.
Yes.
Rivaling the pyramid.
Pyramid rivals is the army of terracotta.
Which one is the correct answer?
A. Given one is correct thinking.
Rivaling the pyramid of the army of terracotta created to protect lifetime. Okay, we are comparing something that can rival pyramids. We are talking about something, and this one, and after comma, this one should be the same. This one and this one, it should be the same thing. So which can something, it must start with something that can rival pyramid of Egypt, or even the ancient city of Maya. What's the terracotta warriors? Do you know what is terracotta warriors? Terracotta is in China. One of the emperors, he died and he was very afraid of dying. And in his mausoleum, in his grave, he made a palace where he has all those, clay made, is that, all those horse riders protecting him. When he died, he wanted protection from them. So what happened? So which one is the correct? Rivaling the pyramid. So what rival the pyramids? What rival the pyramids? Just like, think one, check it out. Argentina rival Brazil. These are similar. Argentina won. So here, what you need to do, we are going to put something that can rival the army of terracotta warriors. I think which one is correct? A man cannot rival. If you write man means this is the emperor, the name of the emperor. It means that when she won, rival the pyramids. Can a person rival pyramids? No. Similar things can rival. Army of terracotta warriors, this is a monument. This can rival pyramids. You get my point? Similar things can be compared. You can compare a person with a, you cannot compare a person with a pyramid. It must be something similar with the pyramid. So which is similar to pyramid? Is it similar to pyramid, army of terracotta warriors? Yes. This can be compared with the pyramid because these are similar structures. You cannot put a name. If you put this name, if you put this at the beginning, it means you are comparing this person with what? With the pyramid. That doesn't go. And it took 700, it doesn't make sense. More than 200, no, it doesn't make sense. You can compare more than 200 years. You cannot compare 36 years.
Unstructured.
Unstructured. So which one? Which one is the correct?
A, sir. A.
A. So it's similar to which one? Similar to this one. You see? Rivaling Brazil. What? Argentina. You're comparing this one. You can compare these two. Get my point? Okay. Rivaling what? Rivaling Sajid. You know, you're saying, I became first. I became first in the class. Then what? I is a person, Shajib is a person. So I rival Shajib. I became first. You get my point? This one is this one. This one is comparing what with Sajib. This is a person, this is a person. So which one is the correct one? It's A. Because if you want to write this structure, you'll have to follow this structure. Other than that, you can't write this structure. This is the way it works. Even if it is difficult, you have to learn it. Then you can experiment. Once you learn it, you can experiment whatever you like. Okay, then. So let's see which one is correct. I'm not sure whether it's A. A is the correct. And the reason is there. You can check it out. Huh? I'll send the answers. What about the next one?
So metal work.
In metal work, one advantage of adhesive bonding over spot welding is that what? The contact and hence the bonding, that's extra information, is effected, effect paniki, result. This is another way of writing effect. It's being used as a verb. Amra effect, normally we know it as a noun, but here effect is a verb. It's a different use. Is effected continuously over a broad surface instead of a series of regularly spaced points with no bonding in between. Which one? Which one is the correct? If anybody of you have time, you know, invest some time in GMAT verbal, especially the sentence correction. You see that, you know.
In contrast with is C.
Which one?
C, in contrast with.
In contrast with. Anybody else? Okay, in metalwork, one advantage of adhesive bonding. They're trying to say metalwork. So think about, you have two metal pieces. So there are two ways. One is continuous bonding. And you put a glue, or you can put what? Welding in these spots. This is one way. Or the other one is you're comparing these two, or continuous, you know, with glue, and this is welding. So there they are comparing these two types of metalwork addition, adhesive bonding is effective continuously over a broad surface. So be very careful. Try to what's the marker? Tell me which one is the comparison marker? What's the comparison marker here?
Adhesive bonding.
No. Comparison marker.
Comparison.
Where is the comparison? I personally believe it's what? I believe it's instead of.
Instead of.
This is one way. One way is what? Over a broad surface. Over a broad surface. Another one is series of regularly spaced bonds. This one is a series of. This one is a series of what? Series of. This is one way of bonding. Another one is over a broad surface. BROD, broad surface. They are comparing these two. So, what you need to do, remember that if it is a comparison marker, this must be grammatically parallel. This one and this one is structured. Other than that, this is not correct. This is the comparison marker. What's that? This one over a surface, over a broad surface. What is this? This is what? It starts with over. What is over? Preposition. Preposition is a preposition. Over is a prepositional phrase. PHRAC. After that, it should also be a prepositional phrase. Anjan, it's like engineering. You get my point? Hello? Hello? You can hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Yes, sir. We are hearing you.
So this must be similar. So which one is the correct answer?
I think it's C.
In contrast with.
Or you know,
what a broad surface. Instead, in contrast with. Listen, in contrast with, this is a marker. In contrast with, this itself is a marker. If this one is attached with this one, we need another preposition.
B high as opposed to.
It starts with a series. You cannot compare a series with what? Over a broad surface. These are not comparable. You see, you are comparing a series with
broad surface
over a broad surface. This is a noun. This is a preposition. No, these are what? This is A is what? A is what? It's not a preposition, article. And this is a preposition. So this one should match. Other than that, that's not correct. So what we should write? Which one matches? Listen, rather than. This is the marker. And after that, is at. At is at a series. Then what happens? We are comparing. Sorry. So which one is the best? These are the basic rules, and I don't think people even bother about this. But those who know, they write it like that. They have a rule. They don't just. After writing, they check it whether it's correct, because they know there is a rule. But in our case, what happens? We never correct. You know, we don't know the rules. We don't know the rules. We just believe our ears, whether it sounds better or not. So the correct answer is D. Check it. Over a broad surface, and this is at a series. They are comparing over a rod. They are comparing these two and at a series. And what's in between? Rather than. What is here? Rather. You get my point. These two are grammatically parallel. At preposition over preposition. Rather than is the marker, comparison marker. You get it? You get it? Why yes, D is correct? Without this at, this become a noun, and this become a phrase. It's a phrasal verb. No, this is a prepositional phrase, and this one become it's a regular phrase. No, it must be a prepositional phrase. It must be a prepositional phrase. Then in between, you are going to have a marker. You get it? Abdullah bhai, you understand what I'm saying? Hello? Are you there? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
You understand why D is correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You understand? Okay, this is okay. So the more you practice, you become expert at that. You exactly know. Okay, now, okay, which one is the correct? Oh no, this is easy. Don't worry about that. Okay, this is which one is correct? While Jackie Robinson was a Brooklyn Dodger, his courage in the face of physical threats and verbal attacks was not unlike that of Rosa Parks, who refused to move to the back of the bus in Montgomery, Alabama. You know the person, this is Rosa Parks. During this civil disobedience, in the United States, this lady was the person, who was asked to go back to the back of the back seat by a white person. So she refused. And from then, in 1965 probably, or 64, the civil disobedience, Martin Luther King, all those figures, came in that time. So which one is the correct answer? While Jackie Robinson was a Brooklyn Dodger, his courage in the face of physical threats and verbal attacks was not unlike that of Rosa Parks, who refused to move to the back of a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Which one? Which one is the correct answer?
A. Given one. A.
So the given one, I think.
Okay, the key was not unlike that. That means what? That means which one?
Is courage.
Good. That is courage. That of Rosa Parks. Who? Is this the one? What about this one? This must be correct.
Is that of Rosa Parks?
After as, should it be that? No. After as, there must be a sentence. There must be a verb. After as, there must be a verb here. Other than that, you can't write as. As is a sentence connector. This is a noun. This is a noun connector. No. So, good. This one is the correct answer. Are there any problem with these? This is not clear because you are comparing courage with Rosa Parks and her refusal. You are comparing courage of Rosa Parks for refusing, not Rosa Parks, not with Rosa Parks' courage. You're not unlike Rosa Parks who refused. You are comparing courage with a person. No, you can't do that. So which one is the correct answer?
Oh.
This one. So you finish it here, then you are giving extra information. Not unlike that. That means the courage of Rosa Parks. You are comparing the courage of Robinson, Jackie Robinson, with the courage of Rosa Parks. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay, this is a little bit, I'll be sending it, you can check it out. These are nice sentences. These are different sentences. This is the nice, they want to see some flashes of this kind of sentence where you know what you're doing. And unless you have complete control on this structure, you can't write this structure. Okay, this is very important. This is also very important. Very important. So, which one is the correct answer? Abdullah bhai achen?
আর আসি স্যার মাথা ঘুরাচ্ছে খালি
আচ্ছা অসুবিধা নেই এইটা একটু দেখেন ওইটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ছিল ওই যে ওই প্রিপোজিশনাল ফ্রেজ এটাও ইম্পর্টেন্ট আপনি এই দুইটা রুল বুঝলে দেখবেন যে লেখার পর আপনি নিজে ইউ ক্যান চেক ইট বাই ইয়োরসেলফ whether it's correct
এগুলো পড়ছি ওই যে সেন্স ডেভেলপ হয়েছে সেন্সে চলতেছে কিন্তু
হ্যাঁ না ওইটা বলছি আপনারা প্রবলেম কি জানেন আপনি যখন দেখছেন আপনি কারেক্টটা বের করতে পারছেন কিন্তু যখন লিখছেন আপনি এইসব লিখছেন না
Right. This is the problem, sir.
You can say this is correct, this is better than others, but you are not writing this one because you are confused. You are confused. Once you know the rule, you will be able to write it. So, which one is the correct answer?
Contact with the Europeans longer than.
Inuits of the Bering Sea. So there are Inuits. One Inuit is in Bering Sea. Another one is Inuits of North Pacific, North Alaska. So they're comparing two Inuits. Inuits is a kind of a jati. It's a tribe. It's a tribe. So they're comparing one tribe that lives in Bering Sea, next to Bering Sea. Another one, they live next to or within that area, North Pacific and North Alaska. So how they're comparing them with contact with Europeans. Who had more contact with Europeans? Or in isolation. Where in isolation? Were more in isolation, not in contact, in isolation. In respect to contact with Europeans. Who had more time, more isolated than the other tribe. Which one is the correct one? Inuits of the Bering Sea were in isolation.
D.
Then Inuits. Which one is the marker? Comparison marker. Tell me. Which one is the comparison marker? Dan. Okay. So the rule is whenever you say, first check it out. First find it out. Now check it. What you are comparing. You remember? Amra okhane ki korechilam? That over a broad surface with what? At a series. So this is comparable. Preposition and then now. So this was the marker. You get my point? So these are the marker. So this is comparable. So here what you are doing, you are not comparing, this is a phrase. P-H-R-A-S-E. This is also a P-A-R-A-S-E. You are comparing a phrase with a phrase. Okay? Okay. So now you are not comparing a phrase with a phrase. You are comparing a sentence with a sentence. What do you do when you are comparing a sentence with a sentence? Now, this is the question. You are comparing with a sentence with a sentence. A sentence with a sentence. When you are comparing with a sentence with a sentence, there must be a verb.
Verb, right.
There must be a verb. That's the thing.
That would be D.
without verb, this is a wrong. This is not a correct sentence. There must be a verb. There must be a presence of a verb. So this indicates that you are comparing a sentence with a sentence. A sentence with a sentence. So which one is correct?
D.
D, sir.
Then where you need to have that where. Without where. So here you are comparing an action with action. So what happened in the last one? We were comparing how with how. In the other one, in series, that one means adverb. Adverbial phrase with adverbial phrase. This is how. Now we are comparing action with action. The first sentence here is a verb. You see, where in isolation. Then where. Let's have a where. After that. Remember this one. It's very important. So you must have whenever you are having this kind of problem, first look for the comparison marker. Then check it whether you have the other things there. If it's not there, it's not a correct answer. What we have? Okay, it's a parallelism. Later we'll do more. Let's stop it here. Okay. Even parallelism is also, there's some rules. If you know these rules, gradually, and I will urge you, if you have the time, I can send you those materials as well. You can even practice by yourself. All the answers are there. Keep on practicing. You'll see that gradually you'll understand how language works. And you can write different kind of sentences because you're not familiar with many of the structures. These are structures. Okay, but this is very important. So later on, we'll be practicing more comparison, more all this, whatever we are learning now, we'll practice this later. Those are tests. These are now, we are just learning the rules. Okay, so hopefully in the next class, on next Thursday we'll be, and if we get time, we'll be doing other parallelism. Very important parallelism. We don't know many of the rules, guaranteed. You have never heard of those rules. But those are important. If you know those, you see that your sentence structures are getting right, better. Okay, so that's it for today. And I could have covered more. It's better because already we have covered some time. We'll get tired. Okay, so Ashna, do you understand? Ashna, are you there? Ashna, or is Abdullah Bhai? Everybody there?
I am, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then does it help? Does it help?
Yes, sure,
like
sure. Obviously.
Yes, sir, surely.
I don't know whether you...
Significantly, it's helping, sir. But
obviously.
it's the question how we can gather.
No,
but
okay.
It's very much helpful.
If you're interested, ask for the materials. I will send you the materials. If you get stuck, then ask me. But keep on practicing those things. Whenever you get stuck, tell me. I'll be able to help you out. Get my point? I'll be able to help you out.
Okay.
Himu Bhai, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Does this help you in some way or other? But listen, practicing one or two will not help you. Just like it's like vocabulary. It's like an antibiotic course. You'll have to complete at least 200, 300 of these. Then you'll see that you are understanding. Because once you get stuck, there's another challenge is there. You come across the same challenge again and again and again, then you become better. But if you don't start, you never attain anything. That's the thing. You must go through a process. It's more about process. And they have put it together in a very nice way because they have invested. These are American products. They know how to teach you. They know how to things works. They're better than us. At least in teaching, because they have been experimenting. This test has been there for what? 50, 60 years. people still give this exam, and very, very popular in India and all over the world. Only in Bangladesh, I don't know, people, they avoid this. They think it's very difficult. It was very popular when, even 10 years back, when I used to do my classes, I had 40 plus students in each of the classes. I used to teach the same things. But now we don't even get 5 or 3 students in a class. I don't know why, but go to India, the opposite is true. There are hundreds, thousands of students. Okay. So if they could include these things in BCS, people would have started learning, probably.
And in some job exam,
yes,
these are included. These are included, particularly in the
even
bank,
in IBA exam, IBA bank,
IBA.
they have it there.
Even in the BCS exam, one
even
or two.
in BCS, yes, 1 or 2 are there. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you for your time, and hopefully tomorrow we are going to have a GRE class, GRE verbal class at 7, and then another IELTS. We are moving like that.
Okay.
We are moving like that. Okay, we are not emphasizing in any particular subject. So mostly we'll be having 3 days IELTS and 2 days grammar and 2 days GRE. Okay, we are moving like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time, and hope you be safe. That's very important. Maintain social distancing, and keep your hands clean so we don't get COVID-19. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oboni,
Thank
were
you,
you
sir.
there?
Assalamualaikum.
Oboni,
Yes,
were
sir.
you there? Oh,
Yes,
I thought
sir.
you have left.
No,
Okay.
sir.
You are checking the grammar? You
Yes,
found it
sir.
interesting? Interesting?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What's your background? Oboni, which subject have you studied? Are you a student? Are you done with the study, or you're studying, or what?
I'm studying still now.
Which subject? Which subject?
Science, sir.
Oh, science.
College first year. College first year.
Oh, first year. Which subject? Oh, college first year. Science. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I welcome you. If you can, just connect with us. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Thank
Tomorrow
you,
we have a GRE class. If you want, you can join in. Anybody is welcome. Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir. Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Hello. Anybody? Okay. No problem. Okay. Thank you for today. We just covered the grammar class, and we also had a practice. IELTS speaking practice, and hopefully you benefited a little bit. And we covered some materials from GMAT. GMAT is quite good for for grammar and critical reasoning, all those. And okay, tomorrow we'll be having a GRE class at 7, and the next day, the following day, we're going to have IELTS class. Okay, and the next following day, another GRE, another IELTS, then again GMAT. This is how we were working out. Okay, be careful, be safe, and thank you for your time. Okay, take care. Bye. Okay, take care. Have a nice